Hello, I'm Eunice Edakula. Welcome to Business English. This is where we learn how to use English in a business setting. In this video, we're looking at interviews and you're going to learn about varying your voice. How do you vary your voice in a business setting? Let us know in the comments. Today you will learn about intonation. That's varying your voice, the types of intonation and why it's important in an interview setting. We will also look at past simple and present perfect continuous tense to talk about your previous experiences in an interview. Let's first look at Raj being interviewed by Andy for a job.
Good afternoon. You're Raj, right?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. How are you?
Good, thanks. What about you, Raj?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really excited to be speaking with you today. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
My pleasure. Let's get started. Can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Yes, sure. I'm from Malaysia. I've been living in Australia for 4 years now. I came here to study at university. Since I graduated, I've been working for the local city council. Now listen to how the interviewer, Andy, starts the interview with a question.
Good afternoon. You're Raj, right?
What do you notice about his voice? His voice goes up at the end of the question. You are Raj, right? This is because it is a yes-no question. We use a rising intonation to signal this type of question. Here are some other examples of rising intonation used in an interview.
Did you get here okay? Do you have the necessary documents on you? Do you know much about the company?
Write down 3 yes-no questions you might hear at the start of an interview and try to practice using rising intonation. Remember, we go up at the end of the question, and we have to be careful not to go too high, or it can sound strange. So this is good.
Good afternoon. You're Raj, right?
But you don't say,
Good afternoon. You're Raj, right?
let's take a look at the next question. Often in interviews, the interviewer will ask you to give a quick introduction about yourself. First, let's listen to the question. What do you notice about the interviewer's voice here?
Can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Maybe you notice the interviewer's voice going slightly down at the end of the question. This is called falling intonation, and we use it for questions when we're asking for more information. Some other examples of falling intonation in an interview are:
Can you tell me a bit about your experience? Why did you apply for this role? What do you bring to this role?
Now it's your turn. Practice asking a question about introducing oneself and focus on your intonation. Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. How are you? Make a list of some questions you think you might hear in a job interview. Do you think the intonation will be rising or falling? Now, let's look at a response to the "tell me a bit about yourself" question that we saw in the role play. Here's what Raj says. Sure, I'm from Malaysia. I've been living in Australia for 4 years now. I came here to study at university. Since I graduated, I've been working for the local city council. Did you notice how Raj started his answer? He used a positive word, sure. What happened to the intonation there? When we want to create a positive feeling, we can use our voice to go up at the end of a word. This is another way to use rising intonation, and it shows the listener that we're feeling positive about what we're saying. In an interview situation, it's important to show that we are positive and excited about the opportunity. Now try the response out yourself. Use your own information and practice. Often, in an interview, you'll be asked about your previous experience. It can be difficult to know which tense we should use because we usually have more than one thing to talk about. Listen to Raj's answer to the question.
Sure. I'm from Malaysia. I've been living in Australia for 4 years now. I came here to study at university. Since I graduated, I've been working for the local city council.
Did you notice how many tenses Raj used in that short answer? That's right, there were two. Past simple and present perfect continuous. We can use the present perfect continuous structure, have been plus verb ing, to talk about something that started in the past and is still happening now. For example, I have been living. I have been working. This can be really useful for answering questions in an interview when you need to show that something is still true. Listen again to Raj's answer. Can you hear the two present perfect continuous parts?
I've been living in Australia for 4 years now. I came here to study at university. Since I graduated, I've been working for the local city council.
Now, think about your own experience. See if you can make a couple of sentences about your life using the present perfect. Remember, it started in the past and it is still true now. Let's take a look at the second part of Raj's answer. He uses two verb tenses in one sentence. Listen again and see if you can hear them.
Since I graduated, I've been working for the local city council.
He uses the past simple, since I graduated, and the present perfect continuous, I have been working. Using the word since and this combination of tenses lets Raj talk about his past from graduating to now. It means that he focuses in on that period of time. The present perfect continuous tense is really useful, as you will often need to talk about specific periods of time. Make some notes of some things you have done in the past, then practice using the word since, and the combination of past simple and present perfect continuous to talk about it. Now let's practice the whole dialogue using what we've learnt today. Pay special attention to your intonation.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm really excited to be speaking with you today. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Sure, I'm from Malaysia. I've been living in Australia for 4 years now. I came here to study at university. Since I graduated, I've been working for the local city council.
Thank you for watching this episode of Business English. If you liked the lesson, why not leave us a like? If you want to learn more about Business English, this video is part of a series, and you can watch more episodes here and here. I will see you in the next lesson.